Rafa Alcalde from Montreal, Canada, joined by great ex-MMA fighter, great Canadian, and now the future #1 sportscaster in Canada, Mark Hominick. Great to see you, man. You are now long gone from the octagon. How's life going? 2 kids. Last time we saw you, you were just having your second kid with your wife. How's everything going?
Excellent. Like I said, it's been busy. We, 2 daughters, and yeah, it's been fun. But this is the best way for me to stay involved in the sport because this is my passion, and the sport's never going to leave me. And I feel, just got to find my home.
The UFC back in Montreal, GSP back in Montreal. Does he get any bigger than GSP trying to defend his title against somebody that has been pulling every single trick out of his bag in order to get him into the dirty talk?
I think this is he's the best antagonist. He's the perfect match for George St Pierre because it creates a hype. Because George is such a star here, and he needs someone that gets his blood boiling, and that's definitely Nick Diaz.
In the main event, in the co-main event, we have 2 guys that have been dying. One lost. Dying for a title, but one lost the chance to be the champion here in a great 5-rounder. And then you have Johnny Hendricks, who's been begging with his left hook for a title shot. How do you see that fight going on?
I think distance is going to be a big thing in that fight. I think Condit needs to use his reach in this fight, using his long kicks and knees, because Johnny needs to close the distance to land that big punch. But and also with the wrestling, I think Johnny, if he takes it to the ground, I think Condit has a superior jiu-jitsu game. So it's a dangerous fight for Johnny, I believe. He is the #1 guy right now, but I think Condit has so many tools that it's going to be a very dangerous fight for Johnny.
And the Ellenberger fight against Macrod, I think it's a very dangerous fight as well, no, for both of them?
Yeah, I think Ellenberger's power is going to be the big issue in this fight. Like, I think his strength in both his punches and his wrestling, he's going to have to use this in this fight. And Nate, again, he's going to have to use experience against him.
Do you miss the training? Do you miss the whole thing now that you're on the other side of the fence?
You know what? I'm always going to be involved, like, in the gym. Like, I have a gym in London, Ontario with Sam Stout and Chris Ordecki and a few other guys. So I'm always in the gym, always training. The only thing that's really changed is I'm not competing. And obviously, being in Anaheim was the first time I was at a live UFC, and I got the blood boiling again. But again, I made the decision, and I'm confident in it, and have to move forward with it.
Sure, your wife and your kids are happy with the decision.
Yeah, I think my mom is yeah, my mom's the most excited about it. But again, I had an 11-year career, and any professional athlete, whether it's football or basketball or hockey, to be able to do something that you love for 10 years is something special. And I take all the memories that I had with it.
Let's get off the MMA book a little bit. Do you watch the baseball classic? Do you see the Canadians thinking it was a hockey game, and what was the story with that?
Well, it was something else. The Canada-Mexico baseball game. We were all sitting around watching on YouTube, and the Canadians definitely won that fight.
Yeah, right. They definitely won the hearts of the baseball fans because nobody expect Canada, although they have like all-stars in it. Yeah. But they did very well, and obviously this man right here did very well as a fighter, and we expect you to do very well as a sportscaster. Man, best of luck.
Appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
Good luck.